Rabindranath Tagore, born on 7th May 1861, was an Indian polymath poet, playwright, composer, philosopher, social reformer, and painter. He reshaped Bengali literature and music and was a well known Indian art and contextual modernism in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Authors of profoundly sensitive, fresh, and beautiful verse of Gitanjali, he became in 1913 the first non European as well as the first lyricist to win the Nobel Prize in Literature. Tagore's poetic songs were viewed as spiritual and miraculous, however, his elegant prose and magical poetry remain largely unknown outside Bengal. He is sometimes known as the Bard of Bengal. A Bengali Brahmin from Calcutta with ancestral genetic roots in Burdwan district and Jessore, Tagore wrote poetry at the age of 8. At the age of 16, he released his first substantial poems under the Bhanu Shimma Sun Lion, which were seized upon by literary authorities as long lost classics. By 1877, he graduated to his first short stories and dramas published under his real name. As a humanist, universalist, internationalist, and ardent anti nationalist, he denounced the British Raj and advocated independence from Britain. As an exponent of Bengali Renaissance, he advanced a vast canon that comprised paintings, sketches, and doodles, hundreds of texts, and some 2,000 songs. His legacy also endures an institution he founded, Visva Bharati University. Tagore modernized Bengali art by spurning rigid classical forms and resisting linguistic strictures. His novels, stories, songs, dance, dramas, and essays spoke to topic political and personal. Gitanjali's song offering Ghora Fair Force and Ghare Bhare, the home and the world, and his best known work and his verse, short stories, and novels were acclaimed or panned for lyricism, qualcalism, naturalism, and unnatural contemplation. His compositions were chosen by two nations as national anthems, India's Janagana Mana and Bangladesh Amar Shonar Bengal. The Sri Lankan national anthem was inspired by his work. The original surname of Tagores were Kushari. They were Rarhi Brahmins and originally belonged to a village named Kush in the district named Burdwan. In West Bengal, the biographer of Rabindranath Tagore, Prabhat Kumar, wrote in his first volume of his book Rabindra Ji Bani O Rabindra Sahitya Praveshik that the Kusharis were the descendants of Deen Kushari. The son of Bata Narayan, Deen was granted a village named Kush in Burdwan Zilla by Maharaj. He became its first and came to be known as Kushari. The last 2 days, a storm has been raging, similar to the description in my song Jahore Jahore Barso Bardhawan. A hapless, homeless man drenched from top to toe, standing on the roof of a steamer. The last 2 days, I have been singing this song over and over. As a result, the pleading sound of the intense rain, the wail of the wind, the sound of the heaven, Gore River, I assumed a fresh life and found a new language, and I have felt like a major actor in the new musical drama unfolding before me. The youngest of the 13 surviving children, Tagore, nicknamed Rabi, was born Rabindranath Tagore on 7th May 1861 in Jarsanko Mansion in Calcutta, the son of Debendranath Tagore. Tagore was raised mostly by the servants. His mother had died in early childhood and his father travelled widely. The Tagore family was the forefront of the Bengal Renaissance. They hosted publication of literary magazine, theatre, and recitals of Bengali and Western classical music. Featured there regularly, Tagore's father invited several professional Dhrupad musicians to stay in the house and teach Indian classical music to children. Tagore's older brother, Devendranath Tagore, was a philosopher and poet. Another brother, Satyendranath, was the first Indian appointed to the elite and formerly all European Indian civil service. Yet another brother, Jyotri Indranath, was a musician, composer, and playwright. His sister Swarna Kumari became a novelist. Jyotirindranath's wife, Kadambari Devi, slightly older than Tagore, was a dear friend and powerful influencer. Her suicide in 1884, soon after he married, left him profoundly disturbed for years. Tagore largely avoided classroom schooling and preferred to roam the manor or nearby Bolpur and Panihati, which the family visited. His brother Hemendranath tutored physically conditioned him by having him swim the Ganges or trek through the hills by gymnastic and practicing judo and wrestling. He learned drawing, anatomy, geography and history, literature, mathematics, Sanskrit and English. His least favorite subject, Tagore loathed formal education. His scholarly travels as the local presidency college spanned a single day. Years later, he held the proper teaching does not explain things, proper teaching stokes curiosity. After his Upanyan, coming of age right at 11, Tagore and his father left Calcutta in February 1873 to India for several months, visiting his father Sani Ketan estate and Amritsar before reaching the Himalayan hill house of Dalhousie. There, Tagore read many biographies, studied history, astronomy, modern science, and Sanskrit, and examined classical poetry of Kalidas. During his first month's stay in Amritsar in 1873, he was greatly influenced by melodious Gharwani and Nanak Bhani being sung at the Golden Temple, for which father and son were regular visitors. He mentioned about this in his book in 1912.
Hope you guys liked today's video. So now we'll get back to you with more interesting videos like this. See you guys until next